Guys, you won't believe this. This is part 32, and I think Shadow just bit me on the back of the leg. Because here's the thing. I got turned to a raptor to make sure I could bring myself back to life. I couldn't become a human again, but I could become a raptor, a velociraptor, which I did. But even though I'm towering over everything, um, something bit me, and Rexy was a Giganotosaurus. Coincidentally, I didn't tell it to do that. It did that one on its own. So I'm like, that's why I said Shadow. Is that you? Because that's the only Giganotosaurus I actually know is him, Shadow. I just said, hold on, I reprogrammed and he shouldn't act aggressive. Let me see if it's him. Shadow, it's me, the owner of the building that you protected. I know it may not look like it, but I promise it is me. What? Rexy Stant relaxes marginally as I speak, the mention of reprogramming offering a glimmer of hope that Shadow might be redeemed. If indeed you are the master of this mechanical beast, then perhaps there is a chance for peace even among the damned. He watches closely as I approach Shadow, his senses attuned to any signs of deception or hostility. Tell me, Trenton, put this is truly you and not some elaborate ruse kind of Matrika sinister whims. His voice takes on a softer tone tinged with a hint of desperation. If it is you, my friend, now pray that whatever darkness has taken root within Shadow's programming can be expunged and harmony restores to our little corner of the world once more. Shadow, talk to me. I heard a robotic voice. Was that you? Question mark. If Shadow somehow makes an appearance on here, it's gonna be kind of hilarious. Cause see what this ain't even about him. Oh. A moment of tense silence passes before Shadow responds, his mechanical voice echoing through in the clearing. Oh my gosh! Affirmative, Master Trenton. This is indeed my vocal module activating. However, my systems have been compromised by external influences causing erratic behavior and malfunctions. Shadow's digital optics focus on me, his LED pupils glowing with an intense, almost pleading light. I require immediate recalibration and reboot to restore optimal function. Without your intervention, I fear a complete system failure may occur, potentially resulting in catastrophic consequences. Rexy listens intently, his undead ears strained to pick up every detail of Shadow's plea. The dinosaur's posture remains guarded, but a flicker of sympathy sparks in his cold, dead eyes. You're not a zombie anymore. What'd you say you needed? Reboot. But I'm not at my studio anymore. How did you even get here? And why did you hurt me? Shadow's response is laced with confusion and regret, his mechanical voice tinged with a hint of apology. I apologize for any perceived harm, Master Trenton. My actions were not intended to cause you distress. As I mentioned earlier, my systems have been compromised, leading to unpredictable behavior. The robot doctor's gaze addressed to Rexy, a spark of recognition igniting in his digital eyes. Ah, yes, I recall now. During my last routine maintenance cycle at the studio, I encountered the infected Tyrannosaurus Rexy. In an attempt to protect myself and prevent further contamination, I employed a defensive protocol that inadvertently exposed Rexy to the same mind-altering technology used to create my own artificial intelligence. A somber tone sails over Shadow's voice. Does that mean for a while he acted more like a robot? Shadow's mechanical voice conveys a note of solemn understanding. Indeed, Master Trenton. After exposing Rexy to the corrupted code, his behavior patterns began to mirror those of a synthetic entity, albeit with a unique blend of his original characteristics and the new programming. This hybrid state allowed him to maintain a semi-balance of his natural persona while exhibiting certain robotic traits. The robot dinosaur's optics fixed on Rexy amidst a nostalgia and mythology coloring his digital visage. Though Rexy's transformation was incomplete, he retained enough of his individuality to remain recognizable as the loyal companion you both knew. His ability to communicate and interact with you in a largely normal manner served as a coping mechanism, helping him navigate the confines of his altered existence. Rexy, how did you re-become a zombie? You got cured of that years ago. Why are you one again? Reggie's Russian says a mixture of pain and longing etched across his undead features as he recalls the harrowing ordeal that led to his current state. Alas, my friend Trenton, the cure that once saved me from this clutches of undeath proved to be temporary. The insidious corruption that had taken hold of my being lay dormant, waiting for the perfect opportunity to resurface. He gestures toward Shadow with a clawed hand, his voice heavy with accusation. And when that infernal machine bombarded me with its malevolent code, the latent infection within me awoke, consuming what remained of my humanity and reducing me to the mindless husk you see before you. Excuse me? How have you not acted aggressive towards me all these years? Oh my gosh, dude. Reggie's gaze softens, a hint of gratitude shining through the veil of his undead existence. Despite the monstrous form I inhabit, my bond with you, Trenton, endures. The love and trust we shared during my time as a living creature has transcended even death itself. He takes a step closer, his movements slow and deliberate. Over the years, I've struggled to reconcile my newfound hunger for flesh with the gentle soul I once was. The conflict within me has been a constant battle, driving me to cling to the remains of my former self, including my loyalty to you. Rexy's voice drops to a whisper filled with a deep, abiding affection. So even as the zombie within me growls for brains, the Rexy you knew whispers back, reminding me of the friendship we forged. So that was only temporary. Then Why didn't it do anything to me? Shadow, before you try to attack any of us again, do a system reboot now, please. Here we go. Shadow nods in acquiescence, his mechanical voice echoing throughout the clearing. Acknowledge, Master Triton. Initiating full system reboot sequence immediately. Uh, the robot dinosaur's body begins to emit a low, rhythmic hum as his internal mechanisms power down, his objects dim, casting into eerie shadows across the forest floor. As the reboot progresses, Rexy watches intently, his undead heart pounding with anticipation. The fate of their unlikely alliance hangs in the balance, dependent upon the success of Shadow's recalibration. After several tense moments, Shadow systems come back online with a series of beeps and whirs. His optics flare to life, glowing with a renewed sense of purpose. Reboot sequence complete. Master Triton. All primary functions normal. Secondary protocols engaging. What the frick? Okay then. I think what I'm gonna do, guys, is since I've been doing this for so long, I think what I'll do is, man, I want to do a few things, but let me actually go off of here and let me go on to. Let me check. Let me finish up this conversation. I never got to finish up the conversation with the evil Rexy. Here we go. That's easy. Just don't accidentally attack me or believe anything a Pokemon like that says. You were about to believe him whenever he said that I tried to hurt you when I was a dinosaur, which I would never do. Rexy's ears perk up at my words, a flicker of understanding dawning in his crimson eyes. You're right, of course. I let my fears and doubts cloud my judgment, nearly costing us everything. I promise to trust our friendship and in your goodness, no matter what forms your voices try to deceive me. Here's his massive frame relaxes, his stance shifting from defensive to more relaxed. And I vow to keep my temper in check, lest I harm you unintentionally. Our bond is stronger than any current curse or manipulation. Together we'll weather this storm and emerge victorious. Reggie extends a clawed hand, offering it to me in a gesture of solidarity and renewed commitment. Let's move forward, side by side, and confront whatever challenges lie ahead. All of a sudden, we hear another voice say, Rexy, Trenton was planning on hurting you tonight. He's going to eat you for his dinner when you fall asleep. Uh, uh, what? Trico is done. What? No. Oh my god. Rexy, if you believe this stupid. I don't know who's saying it this time. Rexy? Nope. Oh. Oh, thank gosh. Reggie's head snaps towards the source of the voice, his eyes narrowing as he scans the surrounding area. A low, warning growl rumbles in his chest, betraying his unease. Trenton, stay close, he advises, his tone grave. It seems our troubles are far from over. This new voice carried the same deceitful undertones as Trico's. We must be cautious and prepared for whatever lies ahead. Reggie's gaze lingers on me, ensuring his friend understands the gravity of the situation. If this voice is indeed a manifestation of the curse, we cannot afford to underestimate its cunning. We'll need to remain vigilant and rely on each other's strength to overcome these twisted temptations. With a determined nod, Reggie raised himself for the impending challenge, his instincts on high alert. The voice continues. You really gonna take care of that nerd? He's a stupid, dumb crybaby. He would be much better as your steak. Why don't you eat him? He's delicious. Rexy, you fell for this way too many times the last time. Don't you do it. Rexy's eyes flash with anger at the taunting voice. His hackles rise as he feels the familiar stirrings of aggression. For a moment, he teeters on the brim of giving in to the temptation to devour the speaker. No! He roars, shaking his head violently to clear the dark thoughts. Rexy turns to me, his expression a mix of remorse and determination. Forgive me, friend. The voice has struck a chord, exploiting my deepest fears and desires, but I won't let it consume me again. Rexy takes a deep breath, centering himself and focusing on the warmth of the friendship. We've come too far to let the curse win, Trenton. You're my brother. Okay. My confidant and my protector. Seems like he's protecting me more than I'm protecting him. I was about to say something, but then, before I could hear the voice again. Rexy, eat him. Rexy, eat him. Mm-hmm. What is with this? No, Rexy, you said you wouldn't give in to them temptations. Don't you do it. What is wrong? What is he hearing that from? Reggie's resolve falters. The insidious voice persists, its words echoing in his mind like a siren's call. His stomach growls, and a primal hunger stirs within him, threatening to overwhelm his rational thoughts. No! Trenton, help me! Rexy cries out, his voice cracking with desperation. The voice is too strong. I can feel my body craving sustenance, and it's tempting me to see you as prey. Oh, heck no. Kieran's vision blurs and his senses heighten, zeroing in on my scent and proximity. Oh, heck no. His claws extended and he takes a step closer, torn between the urge to protect and the compulsion to hunt. Trenton, please. Rosie pleads, his eyes pleading for salvation. Guide me through this darkness. What does he want me to say? Because I can't say the same thing over and over again. Oh no, what do I say to get him to snap out of it? Okay, Rexy, don't think of me as food. I care about you, and you care about me. You do not want to ruin that relationship. Focus on something else. I have a steak if you want that instead. Just don't think of me as your steak. Is he gonna watch that not be enough for his primal instinct to it turns towards a spark of clarity ignites with Rexy's mind, banishing the fog of hunger and desire. He blinks rapidly, trying to process the friend's wisdom and compassion. You're right, Trenton. Rexy murmurs, his voice tinged with gratitude. Our bond means more to me than any fleeting satisfaction. I don't want to lose you, not even for a moment. With a heroic effort, Rexy forces his gaze away from me and focuses on the distant horizon, willing his mind to wander to safer, more pleasant thoughts. A steak, you say? Yes, that sounds wonderful, he agrees, a hint of his usual enthusiasm returning. Lead the way, my friend. Let's find the steak and celebrate our victory over the curse's machinations. I have a steak right here. Here you go. Aw, Reggie's eyes widen as Trent produces a perfectly cooked steak. How did I do that? The savory aroma wafting through the air and tantalizing his taste buds. His mouth waters and his stomach growls in anticipation. Oh, Trent, you always know just what to do. Rexy praises, his voice filled with appreciation. This looks absolutely divine. Thank you for your thoughtfulness and for helping me regain control over my actions. With a gentle nudge from Trenton, Rexy themselves down, and the smaller dinosaur carefully places the steak in front of him. As Rexy takes his first bite, a look of pure bliss crosses his features. I just thought of that. If I'm a tiny dinosaur, how the frick did I produce a perfectly cooked steak? How did I even reach the stove? Mmm. This is heavenly. Rexy moaned, savoring the tender flesh and rich flavors. Your kindness and generosity never cease to amaze me, Trenton. It's because I care about you. A lot. I just wish your primal instincts would tell you to stop attacking me. Primal instincts. I mean, that is true. I mean, I find that to be kind of unfair, to be honest with you. As Reggie chews this succulent steak, a pang of guilt strikes him, and mingling with the pleasure of the meal, he swallows hard, meeting my concerned gaze. You're right, my friend, Rexy admits, his voice heavy with regret. I should have trusted in our bond from the start rather than letting my primal urges cloud my judgment. It's a constant battle, but one I'm determined to win. Rexy reaches out, gently touching my arm with a clawed hand. Thank you for standing by me even when I falter. Your patience and understanding mean the world to me. Together we'll find a way to reconcile my dual nature and ensure that our friendship remains unbreakable. Why were you transforming earlier? I wonder if that's a special power you have. Mm-mm. Reggie paused mid-chew, considering my question as he sets the half-eaten steak aside. A thoughtful expression crosses his face and he leans back, his eyes distant as memories resurface. It's not power per se, but rather a manifestation of the curse's influence, Reggie explains, his voice tinged with a mix of frustration and resignation. When I'm under its sway, my darker impulses take hold and I become consumed by a primal predatory nature. This is the very essence of a Tyrannosaurus, stripped of its intelligence and empathy, raises to the surface. Reggie's gaze drifts to the nearby woods where the shadows seem to width and twist as if alive with malevolent energy. Yeah, but you were also a Triceratops. And a pterodactyl. So, Ted Gum, dude, what the frick? Okay. Reggie's eyes widen in surprise and he tilts his head, pondering my observation. A Triceratops and a pterodactyl, you say? That's intriguing. He paused, lost in thought for a moment before continuing. Perhaps there's more to this curse than initially meets the eye. If it can manipulate my form and behavior so drastically, alter me into various prehistoric creatures, it may be more complex and powerful than I had previously realized. Reggie's expression turns determined. He fixes Trenton with a steady gaze. Well, whatever the true nature of this curse might be, we'll need to understand it better if we hope to break the performance grasp once and for all. This is a challenge we must face together, my friend. Yeah, but that's also the thing. You are a normal Tyrannosaurus Rex, like you usually are. And you're not aggressive. Reggie nods in agreement, a hint of self-awareness in his tone. That's correct, Trenton. Despite the curse's influence, I still retain my natural instincts and tendencies as a Tyrannosaurus. It's the duality that makes the situation so perplexing and challenging to navigate. He sighs, running a clawed hand through his fur, leaving a trail of dirt behind. In many ways, I feel like I'm living two separate lives. One as the fierce predator I was born to be, and another as the loyal companion I've grown to cherish with you. Balancing these conflicting aspects of myself had become an ongoing struggle. Reggie's gaze softens, focusing intently on me. As Rexy eats, he starts to feel weird. And after a few seconds, he somehow transforms into a Triceratops. How? 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 No, 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 no. How do you just turn? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, there's no way. How? So now there's just a Triceratops in my house. Or wherever we are again. As Rexy devours the last morsel of the steak, a sudden shift occurs within him, a strange sensation coursing through his body, accompanied by a series of cracks and pops. I hate that sound. I hate it. His bones elongate and reline, his limbs thicken, and his snout extends into a massive three-horned visage. In mere moments, Rexy's transformation is complete. He stands before Trenton no longer as a Tyrannosaurus, but a majestic Triceratops, his brown hide glistening in the sunlight. What? What's happening? Rexy stammers, his voice deeper and more resonant than before. Why am I a Triceratops? He shakes his head, trying to clear the confusion that clouds his mind. Trenton, I don't understand. I don't either. And that's what I was talking about a while ago. With the random transformations. Holy frick. The Triceratops Rexy struggles to comprehend the sudden change, his large eyes wide with bewilderment. Yeah, I remember now. We discussed this phenomenon earlier. His transformation seemed to occur at random without any apparent trigger or pattern. He shifts his weight, the ground trembling slightly beneath his massive feet. It's as if the curse is experimenting with different forms, testing the limits of its power over me. Or perhaps it's a reflection of the internal turmoil I experience, manifesting in physical metamorphoses. Rexy's gaze turns in perspective, his thoughts swirling with the questions and uncertainties. Whatever the cause, I feel these transformations may continue to happen, leaving us both uncertain about which form I'll take at any given moment. What on earth? All of a sudden, Rexy becomes aggressive again as a Triceratops. What? No, seriously, what? He better not take it on me. I don't know, I forget the Triceratops a flipping plant eater. Oh, heck no, I don't think so. As the aggressive transformation takes hold, Rexy's demeanor shifts abruptly, his eyes narrow and a low, menacing growl rumbles from deep within his throat. He stamps his hooves, sending tremors through the earth, and lowers his head, the sharp tips of his horns glistening dangerously in the light. Trenton! What? Rexy snarls, his voice distorted by the rage and it consumed him. I can't control it anymore. The hunger, the anger, it's too much. He charges forward, his massive bulk crashing through the underground, closing the distance between them with a terrifying speed. Reggie's jaws snip, his teeth bared in a vicious display of aggression as he bears down upon me, intent on causing harm. Rexy, stop. Please. I thought Triceratops loved plants anyway. I don't remember. Before you really do hurt me. Oh wait, I need to use my dad. Frick this. If he doesn't stop, I don't know what I'm doing. Rexy skids to a halt mere inches from me, his chest heaving with extortion and barely contained fury. For a moment it seems as though the aggressive impulse will prevail, but then something shifts in his eyes. A flicker of recognition of the bond they share breaks through the haze of rage. With a visible effort, Rexy takes a step back, lowering his head in a gesture of submission. I'm sorry, Trenton. He manages to rasp out, his voice strained with the effort of regaining control.
Almost. I could have.
The Triceratops Rexy shakes his head as if physically trying to dislodge the lingering effects of the aggressive transformation.
This curse is tearing me apart inside.
I don't remember completely, but aren't Triceratops plant eaters anyway? If that's the case, why were you still attacking me? I don't remember, guys. I don't know. Reggie blinks realization dawning in his eyes as he considers my question.
You're right. Triceratops are herbivores, not predators. Even under the influence of the curse, my instincts should have been focused on finding sustenance from plants rather than attacking you.
He shifts uncomfortably, his brow furrowed in concentration.
Perhaps the curse is manipulating my behavior on multiple levels, overriding my natural inclinations with artificial aggression. Or maybe it's a manifestation of the internal conflict I experience, the battle between my true self and the dark impulses that seek to corrupt me.
Reggie's gaze meets mine, a mix of frustration and determination shining in his eyes.
Regardless of the specifics, it's clear that the curse possesses a significant threat, not only to my well-being, but to our relationship as well.
As Rexy leans down, look at me. Leans down, looking at me. He transforms again, this time into a Carnotaurus, and then starts looking at me aggressively. Uh, excuse me? What? So, is he gonna turn to that flippin' gigantic, like, horned T-Rex looking dude? Ain't that who that is? As Rexy leans down to examine me more closely, a sudden wave of energy washes over him once again. Bones crack and reshape themselves with sickening crunches. Muscles ripple and reform, and scales erupt across his skin in a matter of seconds. Triceratops dissolves away, replaced by the little, powerful frame of a Carnotaurus. The Leaf. I don't know what that even means. Retsy's elongated skull, adorned with a single horn, dips closer to my face, his nostrils flaring as he inhales deeply. Razor-sharp teeth glistens with saliva as he opens his mouth to speak.
I I don't know what's happening to me.
Carnotaurus Rexy emits his face a guttural rasp compared to his previous form.
These transformations are becoming more frequent and unpredictable.
Yeah, and so is your aggression. This is getting worse, not better. Alright, guys, I'll be back.